Good afternoon and welcome to Nora's Dog Training Company. We're here this afternoon with Jax and Rich, and what we're going to be demonstrating for you today on video is Jax's ability to understand and respond to his formal on-leash obedience commands, the correction and the motivation that we give the dogs when we're working with them, and the training equipment that we're using. Rich is using a regular 6-foot web training leash, and he keeps the bulk of the leash folded neatly in his right hand. That leaves his left hand free to give any correction that's needed, and the only correction that we use here at school is a little tug and release on the training collar. That is the second piece of equipment that we're using. Jax will come home with his very own training equipment, and you're going to be taught how to use that properly during your follow-up training session with Rich tomorrow. Now Jax is sitting very nicely at Rich's left, which is where all of our obedience training is done. And the first exercise that we're going to demonstrate for you is heeling. Heeling is a very important exercise. It's proper leash walking, and the command is Jax heel.
Jax, heel.
Now at this point, Jax has a job to do, and that is to maintain pace with you when you're walking with him. He cannot forge ahead. He has to be focused on where you are, not dragging you down the street, but walking like a gentleman. And you see that he's keeping his shoulders even with Rich's left leg while they're walking. So there's no tension on that training leash or collar whatsoever. And each time that Rich stops his feet, Jax has been taught to sit automatically without being told to wait for his next command. So when you're walking with him and you stop to cross traffic or talk to a neighbor, he should be sitting quietly at your left and waiting for his next command. And the next command that we're going to demonstrate is the sit stay.
Stay.
The stay is a hand and a voice command, and because it is a stationary exercise, it is a one-word command. This is a command that you can practice indoors as well as outdoors, and you want to work up to a 3-minute long sit stay. This helps him to develop self-control and maturity and focus. When Rich returns back to him, he walks all the way around him. As an additional distraction, he gets back to Jax's shoulders and he stops. And at this point, Jax expects to get another command.
Jax, heel.
Rich tells him to heel again, and they take off walking. So this is going to make your walks with Jax much more pleasurable for you. You're not going to be getting yanked down the street. You're going to be able to walk nicely with your dog, not be embarrassed. Rich leaves him in another sit stay. Now if he goes to get up, you tell him no, sit. You repeat the command. And you make him do it the way it was taught. He's very bright. Now this time, instead of returning all the way back to him, Rich is going to use his name and a happy voice and call him in. He should come in and sit right in front of you facing your knees. He goes back to heel position and back sitting. Very nicely done. So when you call him, no more jumping all over you. No more taking advantage. And by working him in your house, you're teaching him house manners, which he had none of. Rich leaves him in another sit stay. He walks out and turns to face him. He's wanting to lay down for whatever reason. And Rich is going to make him hold that sit stay, and then he's going to demonstrate the come on command again. Jax comes right in front and sits. And then he goes back to heel and back sitting. Very good job. And then Rich heels him out of that command. So remember, use these commands indoors. Rich is going to give you lots of private instruction tomorrow on how to manage this transfer back to home. Now the next commands that we're going to be demonstrating for you are the down commands. So always have your dog seated first. He is seated at Rich's left. Left open palm straight down toward the ground, the one-word command to down and stay. Now your long down stay, you can practice for longer periods of time, and you want to work up to a 5-minute long down stay. So when you call to give us a report, we want to know that he is improving and lengthening out these exercises. Rich returns back to his shoulders and heals him out of that. And it's okay that he laid on his side. He can lay any way he wants as long as he's laying down when you tell him to down. So again, Rich is going to demonstrate the down from a heel. So with him seated at your left, left open palm straight down toward the ground, one word command to down and stay. If he starts to sniff, you saw Rich take a step in and tell him no. And this time, instead of returning back to him, Rich is going to call him. Comes right in and sits. Goes back to heel and back sitting. Very nice. Good job, bud. So as you can see, Jax has worked very, very hard to become a gentleman while he's been here at school. Now, Rich is going to leave him in a sit-stay, and he's going to demonstrate the down from a distance. So he leaves him in a sit-stay. He turns to face him. This is the only time you're going to use your right hand to give the command, and you drop him into a down from a distance. And he did it perfectly. Now he's getting comfortable. Now we've demonstrated for you all of Jax's formal on-leash obedience commands. He has bonded with all of us here at school. He's been a good boy, and we've enjoyed every minute that we've spent with him. We want to thank you again for choosing Nora's Dog Training Company, and we will see you very soon.